All right, what's up? I was just recently watching a video and I posted it. I had to share it. Anthony Scaramucci on the Don Lemon show, and it was pretty interesting, and it encapsulated. It made me think, and a lot of the views that he was sharing, I definitely were thinking on those lines also. Um, Basically, Middle America. Um, I come from a red state, um, and I know how the think process is in a red state, and it just like listening to people like Tim Scott and other people, Brian Donalds, who are Black Republicans. There's nothing wrong with being a Black Republican as long as you stand on business, as long as you speaks the truth. But if you just being a Black Republican and talking white supremacist points, then what good are you then to be a talking head for white supremacists? If you're not going to stand up like a Colin Powell or something, say, no, this is wrong. No, we're not going to, no, I'm not for that. No, this is discriminatory. Then why are you a Black Republican? You shouldn't, it doesn't make any sense. Um, but Scaramucci, getting back to what he was saying about basically people there are people like in the red states, I'm not saying all people in the red states because I know there are some good people too, but the ones who are who that applies to, this is message for them, like which they're not going to care anyway because they are who they are and they see where things are going. That's why we have a Donald Trump. That's why you have a person who has 34 felonies. That's why you have a person who did such unspeakable acts going to be the nomination for the Republican Party. But yet they're calling for Joe Biden because he had a bad debate. Come on, man, make it make sense. And they say, oh yeah, he should step down. But you are willing to elect, nominate somebody for your party who has multiple legal issues, who's been indicted, 34 felony convictions. The one he uses the Supreme Court that he packed. They were always saying something about the Democrats packing the Supreme Court, but they packed the Republican Mitch McConnell and all of them, and Donald Trump packed the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is not, they're supposed to be non-biased. They're completely biased. And they're anything that Trump needs, and if they anything they can do to help, they will do it. That's why you have, and people are starting to see that now. There's no way that they're gonna give Trump immunity, so he can't all these other cases to be possibly thrown out. He did the crime, but because he has people in the high court, in the Supreme Court, they're going to do anything to protect him. That's why I was so wrong about Terrence back in the days when it first happened. Clarence Thomas, thinking that didn't know about the all skin folks aren't kin folks. He just shows who he is. He fights for anything that's anything by pro black. He won't do it. He has bought in, and even though it benefited him, same as with Candace Owens, and look where she is at now. And this is why I have an issue with some of the rappers I used to love and stuff, like Ice Cube. And for him, but I kind of understand why his position, him, Waka Flocka, and 50 Cent, and whoever else, is just I understand y'all position because y'all are wealthy. And so you're only trying to protect your investment, but you're not looking at your fellow black person, black American. Not all black Americans, but some black Americans who are on the poor side. Because not all black Americans are poor. A lot of them are middle class. And they can do whatever happens. If Trump wants to get in, it'll be horrible for minorities, blacks in particular. It'll be horrible. They're gonna go after the Latinos first, though. As you can see, they're gonna get the illegals, and then it's gonna go into everybody else, the anchor babies. They're gonna try to get all of you out, and then once they get all the Latinos out, who are they gonna go after next? Is it gonna be the Indians, East Indians? Is it gonna be the Asian, or is it gonna be the blacks? But regardless, they're gonna go one by one until they get each and every one, because what they believe in is a one superior race, and that's what their whole goal is. If Trump wants to get back in there, so it doesn't matter. But let me get back to the with Ice Cube and stuff. That's, I understand their position, and they're only trying to protect their wealth, but they're not looking at the common black person who will be stuck in a cube, or 50 Cent can move to another country if things gets too bad. And a lot of other black people could too, but the ones who are poor and can't, where that leaves them? What's going to happen to them? So ask yourself, you know. But Scaramucci definitely hit it, the nail on the coffin. This country is getting browner and browner. The Democratic Party is like our party, so why not do everything to protect it? A far left person is very less dangerous than a far right person. A far right person, as you can see what they're doing, as they're doing already, with stacking the Supreme Court, with rolling back all the fundamental accomplishment, like Roe versus Wade, the Civil Rights Acts, and they will continue to make all these other accomplishments that we fought so hard, our ancestors fought so hard to achieve. They will roll that back. They don't even want looking in Florida and a lot of other places. They don't want to teach the history that our ancestors accomplished in this country. So that's just some of the stuff, the horrible, horrible things that's happening. So it's that's why it doesn't even matter about Joe Biden, whether you like him or not. It doesn't matter, but we gotta vote blue. And unless you just want everything to roll back and things to be back like I remember those days. Just like I said, I was in a red state. I know what goes down. When people say there's no more racism, that's just like a slap in the face, because I know there are still sundown towns to this day. To this day, there are still sundown towns, and they say, "Well, blacks been around for so long, how come they never had any accomplishments? How come they can't? How come they can't do this? How can they do that?" That's kind of hard to do when you got Jim Crow, when you got redlining, when you got businesses that won't help you, when you got and even in a time when the ones who did, who made it despite that, what happened? They destroyed that town because they were jealous, because it was, they burnt the town down, and did things to the people and alive them. And then what they're gonna do? They're gonna flood the towns to cover up their acts. That's why you got a Lake Lanier. That's why you got Central Park and other places. So it's we have. I mean, we've been in this country for so long, and we're not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere. It's time to fight.